Hi, I didn't expect to be making this video. As you can probably guess from the lack of videos since my last one 4 months ago, I haven't been reading a whole lot. I was a bit frustrated with that and I was trying, but I've been really busy in the last few months, and sometimes there's just other things in life that take more of your time and energy, and it's okay. So that was kind of it. And I just tried to read here and there, but I was very inconsistent with it. And then something interesting happened. So to go a little back to make this make slightly more sense, end of last year, I think, after I made my last video, I'm not sure if I had finished Queer Data. If not, then I finished it, but I think I probably did at that point. And then I read one more book last year, which was All Systems Red by Martha Wells. And it's the first of a kind of series of novellas about it's called The Murderbot Diaries, and it's about a murderbot. So it's about a robot who's kind of depressed and anxious and doesn't really know what to do. It hacked its governor module and can kind of decide what it wants to do, but it doesn't know what to do. So it just kind of pretends to still be a functioning security robot, essentially, and just goes on with its life until things happen and it kind of needs to do things. I don't want to spoil anything. It was a whole lot of fun. The SecUnit Murderbot is really sarcastic, and the characters, including Murderbot, are really lovely. They make sense, like they're three-dimensional. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And that was kind of it. I had only bought this first book, and I already had so many books at home that I decided not to further buy any books. Alongside All Systems Red, I also bought the first of the Avatar: The Last Airbender omnibus comics. I think I've previously shown you The Promise Part 1, and I decided that I really liked the spine art because with the next few ones it fits together into like a proper picture. I don't know if it's a complete one, but it's going to be a picture, and so I was like, I want those ones because that's really cool. And I had only bought the first one. I'll give it to a friend. So I bought this one instead, and I read this at the beginning of the year. I don't know when exactly. I was like, it's a short one. I really love the series already, so it should be a fairly safe bet. And so that's what I read. But I got the next 5 parts of the Murderbot Diaries from a friend, and I was like, realistically, I don't know if I'll listen to them because I've struggled so much with audiobooks. I've tried listening to podcasts. I feel like I could be a podcast girly, but I just don't have the focus. But I somehow listen to YouTube videos at like 1.5 or twice the speed, and that's fine, even if I'm just listening and I'm doing dishes or something on the side. So I do not understand why some of these audio-only things work for me and some of them don't. But I tried to listen to like part 2 of the series, and I was struggling. I think it was because I was listening to it in like bits, and then I wasn't really getting into the story. It took me a while to get used to the narrator. I just was like, yeah, I don't know. And so just because I had started in like end of December and then tried here and there again until last Thursday, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me. Maybe I was bored on a commute. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to start listening to the audiobook again. So I picked up where I left off at like minute 40 of a 3-hour audiobook, and I listened to it. And I listened to it until it was finished on Friday, and then I started the 3rd one, and I finished that on Sunday, and then I listened to the 4th one, finished that on Monday, and then I started the actual book-sized 5th part, which is Network Effect, and it's, I think in book form it's like 250 pages, and it's 8 hours long. The other ones were all like 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3 hours. And this was like a proper like 8-hour one. And I was like, I don't know, it's gonna work for me. Like, this might be a bit much, a bit intimidating. And I finished on a Wednesday. And then I listened to the whole 6th part in the rest of the day and also finished that on Wednesday. And now I want the 7th part because that's already out. And I'm so happy. This has never happened before. I mean, when I was a child, maybe, and I didn't have social media and distractions and like probably a phone addiction or whatever. That was 5 books. Well, I suppose maybe 4.5. But like, I only listened to 40 minutes of the first novella. I listened to the remaining like 2.5 hours and the next 4 parts, including a full-size book, in a week. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy I've read so many books. I'm so happy I enjoyed the series so much because I feel like it's motivated me. And I love that I can apparently actually listen to audiobooks. So I try not to make too many plans because I keep saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I don't because I get distracted. I think what I've realized and what I kind of need to accept about myself is that my hobbies I approach in like bursts. Sometimes I decide I'm going to knit a cardigan, and then I knit a cardigan, and then I don't knit for 2 years. And then I pick it back up. Is it annoying because it means I can't really like level up that skill for knitting or sewing or something? Like I have to relearn things because I forget them in the time that I'm not pursuing this hobby. Yeah, it's super annoying. But I think that's just kind of how my brain works. Like it does something and doing it consistently is super annoying, but then just rediscovering it and really kind of binging that hobby and just really indulging works really well for me. And I think that's just also applying to reading. Sometimes I guess that means I finish a whole book series in a week. That's okay. I need to accept that. Have I fully accepted it? No. But like, I'm trying to. This also means that I can listen to audiobooks now. I think I'll read the Percy Jackson series, the original 5, in English this time because I've only read it in German before and I've really been itching to do it. I'm hopefully also going to finish the last part of the second series soon because I still have that as a book on my nightstand. I can see it. And I think what it's also kind of solidified for me is that for new things, so not like Avatar, which I started watching as a child, or Percy Jackson, which I started reading as a child as well. Like those are kind of also nostalgia based and I kind of know the world already and everything. But I think for new things, I have an easier time reading sci-fi. I don't really know why. And I think it's worth exploring, and I will, and I'll let you know when I figure it out. But for now, I think that's just something I can accept because, of course, I try to like broaden my horizons, but I think right now it's more important that I actually, read like in my day-to-day rather than trying to force myself to read a certain genre or something like that. Yeah, I'm just so chuffed that I have that in me. I think the fact that I could prove to myself that I can just binge read a whole series. And I know you could say like, oh, listening to an audiobook is not reading, but like, have I partaken in the story? Have I absorbed it? Do I love the characters? Do I want so much more of it? Yes. So I don't care. I enjoyed it. It was so fun. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm gonna make you read the whole series also. I'm not. But I want to tell you maybe a bit about why I enjoyed it. So, Murderbot is on a mission. It's, as I said, pretending to still be a sec unit with a functioning governor module where it has to do everything the humans say, but it's hacked that for itself. And so it's just kind of going along with it, pretending like it's still bound to what people tell it to do, but it's not. They're doing a survey mission and it's just making sure everybody's fine. They're on this planet with some other survey missions in different locations and the neighboring mission goes dark. Like, that's the last sentence of the description. For me, in science fiction, I guess in general, I really appreciate when there's like really cool world building. And this one isn't as like happy and kind of generally positive as like, for example, Becky Chambers, but it is still cool. And you still have some of those aspects. And the people that Murderbot interacts with, like in this book especially, are very nice. I think I really like stories about robots or AI because it kind of gives you a different look at people. Like, that's just kind of fun. Like a robot being like, humans do this thing and it's so weird, like why? That I think is just really fun because in reality we can't really see from outside into our species because we don't have that viewpoint. We don't know any sentient alien species that could look at us, and I hope AI hasn't quite gotten that far. I think that's just always a really fun part that always kind of gets me, and I'm like, yes, this can be so fun. And it definitely does that. I think I would give it like a 4.5 stars kind of thing. It's also really short, which I like. I think that's what made it so easy for me to read. It has to get to the point fairly quickly because there's only so much you can tell in like 145 pages. I would recommend it. I think it's really worth a read. There's like 6 more parts and then 2 or 3 short stories, I think. Again, one of the parts is like a full-sized book, or 2 of them. The audiobooks are like 8 and 6 hours long for those ones, and then the other ones, like the length of this one, essentially like 3 hours or so. And apparently, it's really good at getting you out of reading slump and making you read like 5 books in a week. So, can't be that bad. Yeah, that's all. I just really wanted to give you that update because I've been so like thrilled with that development. I didn't expect it, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I hope you're having fun with your reading as well. I hope I see you soon. with more reports on what I've read and how cool it was. Okay, bye!